Good evening, everyone. Welcome here. We are in Suzuka, we are in Japan, and we are here for the King.de Pro Series here on LFM. I'm Chris Romano, and for tonight, I'll be your voice for the next two races. In the week number 11, we are getting closer and closer to the end credits of the season. The season will end next week at the North Life. But for tonight, we are here in the wonderful 8-shaped Japanese racetrack. And in short time, we will start with the qualifying session. In the meantime, let me introduce you to this thing here. Ta-da! There is a special weekend on this weekend, obviously, on this Saturday and Sunday, in which LFM will celebrate the 250,000 users on LFM. There will be 3 different races. There will be one on Assetto Corsa, on the OG Assetto Corsa, at 17:45 German time, or Italian, or French. Anyway, on GMT +1, and it's going to be on 15:45 UTC, just to make it easy to understand. And then at 18 UTC, so 20 Central European, there will be Spa in ACC, and the next day the GTEs will use all their power, retire the series at this point, because the GTEs are not really used anymore, in Automobilista 2. And it will be all 3 of us. It will be me for Assetto Corsa, Olaf for ACC, and then in Automobilista it will be your favorite Scottish commentator, which is on right for you on Sunday. In any case, here for the King.de Pro Series, this is okay, everything works. This is the prize pool. This is what they are competing for. There is €1,000 for whoever arrives in third. That's PXN that offers the gift prize. And then it's going to be an FGT Pro Bundle brought to you by Next Level Racing for the second place holder. And for the winner of it all, it's going to be a €2,500 cash prize brought to you by Fanatec. And obviously what this means is that in the standings, which are now on screen, the battle is among many, actually, because we've got Sam Gaskell, Grant Ascaregas, George Boothby, Shea O'Sullivan, and not that far away, Eddie Del Fante. All the top 5 is pretty much on par, and they are all within closing distance for first place. Then it's going to be a bit behind Philip Minard in 6th place. He's 1,000 points behind the Italian. Kevin Bellick sits in 7th, Samir Foch in 8th, Lawrence Barrosse 9th place, and 10th place for Team Flag at 8,500 points. So the realistic battle is among the top 5. I would put a very faint maybe for the South African. I don't really think there is much chance for whoever sits outside the top 6. And results from last time. Let's see if they are on. I can't find them. Okay, no, I can't find them. Here they are. So the King Pro Series was in Bathurst, and Grant Ascaregas won in front of Sam Gaskell, Shea O'Sullivan, Josh Boothby, and Eric Del Fante in the second race. As always, 2 races. First one being a 20-minute sprint race, second one being a 40-minute with pace. Wow. Okay. Oh, I beat myself. Let's. Oh, wait a second. That hurts a tiny bit. Professionalism. Anyway, 2 races in which the first one will be a sprint one, 20 minutes only. The second one, 40 minutes with a pit stop in between. You are obliged to stay stationary for 25 seconds. But a full service is 30 seconds, so it's up to you what you want to do with it. Now let me see if everything works. The answer is, for once, and this actually frightens me, everything. Okay, never mind. It really lasted long, I didn't even initiate it. The tower is missing. Haha. So, remember when I said everything works, I'd like to say no. 15 minutes of qualifying in total. The cars have just started their race to the line to get their first time lap. Sam Gaskell will be our heading driver into the under 30R. And then into the chicane to then start lap in Suzuka, which just a short time ago it had, well, actually last week, it had its Suzuka 1000 kilometers in which the BMW from VRT won overall, if I remember correctly, and 2 out of 3 GTRs, which I'm still surprised they exist altogether. 2 out of 3 won the race in their respective classes. And yeah, apparently Godzilla still lives and still wins. I can't remember in Bronze Cup, I think it was Absolute Racing with a Porsche. And I really can't remember who won in Silver. I don't really remember. I just had it in mind. I think it was a Mercedes, but I'm not sure. Anyway, apart from that, also from the International GT Challenge, the racetrack is well, quite famous for a lot of things. We've got Formula 1, obviously, we got Super Formula. We actually had NASCAR. The NASCAR Cup Series came in Suzuka for a bit of a different round from the usual. But the track has a very long history. It was opened on September of 1962. 63 years ago. Can't count anymore. And currently it has, as I said, a huge amount of races. We got Formula 1, we got Super GT, we got Super Formula, we had NASCAR Cup Series, we had the GT World Challenge Asia, and also, obviously, the Intercontinental GT Challenge, which just came here for the Suzuka 1000 kilometers. The current track record is held by the very Italian driver for Mercedes F1, Andrea Antonelli, with a 30.962. Obviously, here with the GTs, it's going to be quite difficult to match that. At the moment, under 2 minutes for Sam Gaskell, 1:57.9. Boothby follows closely behind. Maybe a bit of solution simply helped him getting very close to his teammate. However, Palauchuk is currently in third for the Gladius competitions. Team Elite. The Ukrainian driver sits in front of Jan Rushel in 5th place for LFM Esports, although... Okay, no, never mind, that was another car. And Jan Rushel now sits in 7th, which becomes 8th after Team Kreuzelberg for Dynamic Motorsport by Kalinic. Sets a fifth spot. I was saying stop, it was a bit difficult to make a 5th stop with 5 minutes from the start of the qualifying session. Simon Schranz, which is now Marco Hoffman. No, Simon Schranz here in 16th place, which becomes 17th. As Sasha Wasner goes in 4th place in a number 5 LFM Mustang. So for now, a lot of drivers will jump in front of many others, quite obviously. George Boothby at the moment is improving a lot, very much a lot, since we've got Boothby and Sam Gaskell, both of which could set a purple lap. Well, one is just behind the other, but he has to slow down since there was a Ferrari in the middle of the way. Ferrari which was on a valid lap time, that was the number 36, which is now in front of George Boothby. Number 36 is on a valid lap time, so I can't really be angry with them. It's just very unlucky that Chris Futtenberg was in the way, and Boothby won't even complete the lap. So he goes back in the pits. Gaskell actually continues to go on. Shea O'Sullivan still in second for Visceral Esports, and he will remain second since he went off track earlier during his qualifying lap. Wasner also improving, but not anymore. And Polovchuk is just now starting the lap. So I think we'll go with Nirka Sav, currently in 14th place, number 11. Jumps into 10th. Top 10 for Nirka Sav in the Master Race Car. Mustang with the Proton livery. Currently in 10th place. And I think we can go with the number 5, which is going to complete the lap, improve, but not a position. Basner remains in 4th with 58.330. Adrian De Mora from 21st, he remains in 21st place in number 23. As we get a look to the number 31, Pierre Wolf for Pixel Pilots, number 31 is currently in 29th place. He does improve, but it's not going to be a position. It gets improved, he remains in his own 30th place now, since another car jumped in front. I think that was Martin Magnussen, which is now in 29th place for High Octane. 01.2. Then we've got the number 2, which is Sam Gaskell, who could realistically be in pole, but just to be safe, he was improving up until the chicane, and then he lost everything. So this won't be enough for him. He will remain, in pole, but he won't improve. Someone that may improve for pole is Joe Sullivan, at the moment in 2nd place, and now in pole position with a 7.7, 2 times in front of Sam Gaskell. That sits in 2nd now with a 7.9, 8.0 for Buffy that still has to complete the outlap, and Wasner with an 8.3, which at the moment put the car in 4th. But an eventual improvement won't be enough unless he gets 3 temps, which is not at the moment. Porsche also improving a lot, 6 temps at the moment for Porsche. Number 9 could jump into the top 4 if he gets this right, as Sasha Fasen goes into the pits. Porsche actually goes in 4th, exactly in 4th, 8.2 for Porsche. So we jump with David Lindblom for Sim Senior in the Honda NSX, which is not used, I think, by pretty much anybody except from probably someone in the GT World Challenge Asia. Nobody in the Europe season, in the Europe series, drives the car anymore. Lindblom goes from 15th to 7th, up 8 places, thanks to a very nice performance there for the number 6, with an 8.5, barely in front of Russell, with an 8.5, but by only 5 milliseconds, he remains in 7th. This is somebody else that improved just now, Kevin Bellick. 10th place at the moment for Bellick GT Racing. And this puts Jay Stevens out of the top 10, 11th place at the moment for Jay Stevens. And this won't be an improvement for the Lamborghini driver with the Iron Lynx livery. Actually, the only car that is currently improving is Adrian De Mora. Apologies. Ford Mustang number 23 is at the moment the only car. Actually, there is somebody else. It's Kobe McVeigh that just improved in the chicane, 16th place, as he nearly crashes into Kevin Bellick that comes out of the pits. So back to Adrian De Mora, number 23, 27th place. Remember, the number plate also means their strength against the field. So number 23 means that a 23rd place is expected. The more at the moment in 28th. Three seconds off the pole nearly, as he goes in 25th place. At 0.4. That 0.7 seconds gap. Wolf is still improving here. Can the 255 competition driver get a hand on the first row, as he currently sits in the second row? Third place for number 1. Remember that in the second race, the top 15 is reversed, so whoever arrives in first starts in 15th and vice versa. Now into turn 15, under 30R, that was a McLaren in the middle of the way a tiny bit, probably ruining Boofby's lap time there. Into the Casio chicane, 16, 17, 18 to complete a lap of Suzuka, and Boofby doesn't improve, barely, but he doesn't improve. By 47 milliseconds he remains in third and just misses out on a better lap. .39 drivers at the moment on the Japanese racetrack, 5.8 kilometers long. But Wu is still there, still trying to improve, although he's lagging a bit. Actually, it may be me actually lagging a bit. Let me see if Steam is doing so. Oh yeah, Steam is definitely doing something funny. Can you just not do it now? Okay, it was me all along. So the moment we got Gasquet, Boofby and O'Sullivan now in pole. All of which are trying to set a better lap than the very 7.7 set by O'Sullivan early on. Gasquet will be the first one of the three to cross the line and to eventually raise the bar over the chicane, cutting as much as physically possible. I think he just went on the grass there. That really didn't help. So I think he just lost a tiny fraction of speed. Matter of fact, he doesn't get pole position. He remains in second, although he does improve, but it's not going to be a position getting improved for him. O'Sullivan actually improves his own lap time, 7.6 for the Vista Sports driver, and Boofby 1.1, so definitely unaborted the lap time there, as there are 10 seconds to go. So this is the last effort for everyone. Wasner a 10th, maybe 2 in front of himself, although he goes maybe a tiny bit wide on the entry, just to be safe probably. The Mustang driver is very quick there, and comes to the line with a 4th place in front of Foch, 8.045. Probably he just missed out on 3rd place on that chicane. Rochelle is also improving, Sav is also improving just behind, and Beric also improving on the very same spot. So another trio that could put trouble up front. O'Sullivan won't improve since he's into the pits. Same goes for Wasner and Foch. And Gasquet is not really improving either. So Boofby has the chance to put the car in pole. Then it's going to be Sav and Beric, since, well, actually even Teppa. David Teppa in 20th place is certainly doing a lap, 4 times green in his own lap time, as Ian Rushell is not improving anymore. So the first car to get the line is going to be Sam Gasquet. Will he be able to improve enough to get into pole? And the answer is not enough, by 22 milliseconds. Is not in pole. He remains in second. Josh Booby over the line. Third place even for him. So not even he will improve. Nirka Sava 14th place at the moment. It becomes 10th for the number 11. And then 11th after Ian Russell puts the car in 9th place and Kevin Bellick in 7th. Just at the line, so 7th place for Kevin Bellick. He was 4 times down on himself, and that's certainly paid. And Simon Schranz will be the last car to cross the line. 27th place at the moment for the Ferrari driver number 30. 2 positions gained on the very last effort. But now we are into the grid. Okay, now we are effectively into the grid. Let me just pick everything up. See if things are working. The answer is provisionally yes. Can't say it will be like this for the rest of the night, since usually things may happen. Hopefully nothing does happen. We can go into the grid probably. I'd like to wait a couple of seconds more, but I think the grid is set. So let's see if it is the case. Number 3. That is not this one here. Let me go here and refresh. Aha! Shea O'Sullivan starts in pole position in his Mustang. Well, it's not going to be any surprise. Another Mustang. Sam Gaskell starts for 255 competition by Ghosted Up in second. His teammate Josh Boothby will start in third. In the number 1. Then we've got Sasha Fassner, 4th place for the number 5 Low Fuel Motorsport. 58.045 for the number 5. Samir Foch, 5th place for the number 9. Then we've got Pavel Polovchuk for Gladius competition. The Ukrainian driver will start in 6th in front of a very good time from Kevin Bellick. The number 13 will start in 7th. Then we've got 8th place with Team Kriselberg. The Aston Martin driver, Dynamic Motorsport by Kalinic, the German, will start in 8th place in front of his fellow German driver, LFM Esports, Ian Russell, 9th place for the number 4. Top 10, David Lindblom, the Swedish driver, will start in 10th in the number 6 Honda. And Nirka Sav, 11th place for the number 11 in the Proton livery for Master Race Car. Jay Stevens, 12th place for the number 19, the Lamborghini driver, Too Low For You, the Swiss, will start in front of Lawrence Van Rossem, the number 10 Ferrari. For Unicorn Racing, the Belgian will start in 13th place. Ljuboslavski in 14th with the old Audi WR46. And Ian Buescher, the German, will start for Aerobit Intensifies in 15th place. Team Flag, the yellow Ferrari, will start for LSL Racing Team in 16th place. And Toby McVeigh, 17th for the number 18. That McLaren in front of Fabian Buresh. The Aston Martin driver for Alfa Racing Team will start in 18th place in number 14. David Teppa, number 20. Silver Ferrari for SL Racing Team, the German, will start in 19th place. Completing your top 20, that's Artem Sakharovsky in the Bisonahi community. Mario Hoffman, 21st place for the number 22 Colorworks Racing Team. And behind him, Alexis Kaklin, the Frenchman, will start in 22nd place in number 29. Benjamin Mutti, the Swiss, will be the first one into the 2 minutes lap time. And behind him, David Roncagno for Prato Racing Team in the very old R Motorsport Aston Martin livery. Nicolas Brühl, the Frenchman for FNK, number 38, will start in 25th place. And Rich Mando, 26th place for the Dutch BMW driver. Simon Schranz, number 30, that's 27th place for the Ferrari driver. The Austrian will start just in front of Adrian De Mora, from which he stole the position at the very last moment. The Spaniard will start in 28th. 29th for Artem Aleshkin, that's Sarina Racing Team. And then completing your top 30, Nils Ledermacher for Colorworks Racing Team. Then we've got 31st place with Itzenburger. Number 24 for Frisk Hinderkreis. And Pierre Wolf will start in 32nd place, number 31 Pixel Pilots. Here, Vitaly Butskin, that's 33rd place for, speaking of which, Racing Team in the absolute Porsche livery. Very nice touch there. 34th place for Chris Freudenberg in the Ultimative Racewitz Truppe. And Martin Magnussen will start in 35th, the Norwegian, for Octane in the 40 McLaren. So Mark Demunic, Gazelle Motorsport in the BMW. And Anton Lechenko, that's the number 34 BMW. The German will start in front of AJ Soprano in the Ferrari. Number 39, the American driver, will be just in front of Alberto Biutillo for Proto Racing Team. And completing the field, Ignas Astrauskas, the number 35 Lamborghini, without a set lap time. And so this is the whole field. It's a pretty long field too, 40 drivers. And theoretically, this should be the only stint also, because let me have a look here. So yeah, 40 drivers, it's the only stint available for tonight. So everyone that signed up is in this lobby. Effectively, we are also missing on someone, because Eric Elefante is not in this race. Remember, there are a couple of drop rounds, so he doesn't have a chance for the next week on the Nordschleife. So let me, in the meantime, let me just get quickly the calendar. Oh, that's me. The calendar here. As you can see, Nordschleife is a sprint. It's a 90 minutes race, if I remember correctly. It should be 90 minutes. Unless things change, but I don't think. The 90 minutes race, just to be safe, let me just check quickly. So yes, it is a 90 minutes. And the same week, it's also going to be the Nürburgring Endurance Round on Sunday. And that's the closing week of the 19th season. The 20th is on its way. But also remember, there is the special weekend with a triple race in Assetto Corsa, ACC and Automobilista 2 on the Nordschleife for AC and Spa for the other two sims with different rule sets and different commentators and different time sets in which the race will start. That's the event to effectively. Okay, that's the 250,000 users special event to celebrate the milestone for LFM. So be sure to put your subscription there, because it's going to be a very fun event in all three platforms. But here we are for the 11th week and for the last time for the double header, since next week this is going to be a single race. So last time which we will see, for this season at least, the 20 minutes race. After this, a 40 minutes race will then follow. But for now, double file. And we are very close to the green light. That will start things up, and that's the green light, and away we go with a very nice start there by Shea O'Sullivan, already in front of everybody. George Bouvier follows just behind, and Sasha Wagner in 4th place. Ooh, that was also very, very close for Polovchuk, that tried to get a position, actually loses one by Kevin Berrick, who is now in 6th place, who is now on the outside. He tries, he actually remains in 6th for a good chunk of time, but then he goes back in 7th place. Contact behind for 15th place. There's Alexander Lubozowski and the team flag making some physical battle for position there in the Ferrari and the Audi. The SL Racing team remains in its own place, although the Audi actually gets the position done in 15th place. That's the number 46 or the number 15 in the standings. Sam Gaskel for now still in 2nd place. George Bouby follows just behind, and Samir for 4th place at the moment for, well, I want to say the Mustang driver, but everybody is a Mustang driver, in the top 5. The first non-Mustang car is Palovchuk in 6th place at the moment in the Aston Martin. And then Sav is effectively aside from the group. Oh, there is a contact there. Team flag is off. Oh, a lot of carnage there. I can see a car off. That's team flag. You can see the yellow flag. You can see a couple of cars that were struggling to get on going. So a bit of side-by-sides battle with Per Wolf that gains 1 place there for Pixel Pilots in front of the number 29 that loses 2 places. Oh, that's a contact. Oh, that was a car off. Was that a car off? Yes, it was Aleshkin off in a Ferrari. Another car off in the background. So we got a 16 and 28 that were involved in an incident. So this was the incident for the number 16. Let's have a look on what happened just now. Probably a chain reaction there. Oh yeah, the McLaren just bumped the Ferrari driver, and then that was 360 degrees, and then the 28 was also involved. We saw that incident early on. Remember, it's a sprint race, and the results from race 1 are going to be inherited into race 2. So for the next 17 minutes, they have to play their cards in a bit of a safe manner, because if things go wrong, they will need another 40 minutes to put things back to as they were. Situation at the moment remains crystallized. Shea O'Sullivan in 1st, Sam Gaston in 2nd, George Bouby in 3rd, Samir Foch in 4th, Sasha Fatner still in 5th, and not a good chunk of cars actually changed positions. I can see Ian Buescher just behind Jay Stevens. Buescher at the moment up 2 places from where he started in 15th place. It could be 3 places from where he started from. If he gets the overtake done into the spoon here on the outside, it tries. That's very, very brave. On the curb he goes, power down, and it will be actually a very nice overtake for the car number 12. Actually, it doesn't happen. The Ferrari remains behind, and Jay Stevens creates a wall for Buescher. He loses a lot of time from the car in front. Inil Kasav now has a 2.3 seconds gap. That's actually Ian Buescher still trying on the outside. He can make a move. Not sure it will work. He goes quite obviously out of bounds. That's probably a track limit violation, but that's a lot of speed into the chicane. Still no action that can be brought into 12th place, and Buescher remains in 14th. Never mind what I said, because that's 12th place from Buescher after Lamborghini just lost the rear end, and that's also very likely Lawrence Van Rossem that gets 13th place out of Jay Stevens' mistake. Matter of fact, on the inside he remains, and that's into turn 1. That's an overtake for Van Rossem, who goes wide and loses the position again. Apparently I can't really say what happens, since everything I said becomes the opposite. So for now, Stevens remains now in 14th. Maybe Luboslavski actually can get the overtake done on the Ferrari driver that loses 1, maybe 2 places after the McLaren thought about an overtake that doesn't happen. And this means, okay, maybe not. For once the action actually stops there. Kobe McVeigh remains in 16th place, just in front of Artem Sekalovsky. But never say never, this could be actually, oh, that's Jay Stevens and Ian Buescher making contact, very likely. I could see white flag for both drivers, and Lawrence Van Rossem goes back in front of Buescher. This time it seems to be definitive. And Buescher now fighting with McVeigh for 15th place. On the spoon, there's the number 12 that remains up front, and the number 18 just has to keep on looking. With Wasner very close to the Mustang driver. Samir Forsh gained the position out of Wasner. And Forsh for now remains in 4th, but he is also losing very much time on Booby. Already a second between the two, but I'm very curious on what happened to Buscher in number 12. He was low. And this was the incident for him. Oh, this was another thing actually. So probably. So yeah, the incident hasn't been recorded from the game, unfortunately. We won't know what happened in Dagner 1 and 2. Let's see if there are penalties already, and the answer will surprise you because it's a 15-second time penalty for the car number 20. 15-second time penalty for David Tepper for a collision early on. That was with the car number 16 and 18. I suppose this is the incident in which it was involved. So this is team flag in the number 16. Oh yeah, that's what happened. Let's have a look from very much outside. You can see the silver Ferrari was deemed at fault for this incident. That's 20 seconds. No, that's a 15, apologies. 15 seconds time penalty for David Tepper because of the incident that happened to his teammate. Very unlucky there. But at the moment, the only penalty that has been applied. Okay, never mind. Since there is a 5-second time penalty for forcing another car off track for the number 25, and that's Richmando. Richmando, the 5-second time penalty for forcing another car off track. As Jan Ruschel is still trying to attack David Lindblom in the Honda Sim Senior. At the moment, Lindblom has a 1.5 seconds disadvantage over Kriselberg, as the Aston driver keeps on going in 8th, in number 8. Jan Ruschel's last lap was actually better than Lindblom's one, 8.8 against an 8.9. But the two are still here in 9th and 10th place. And some positions behind, we've got Lorenz Barrossem 9.3 in the last lap against Alexander Luboslavski, 9.4 on lap number 4. And also behind, another 9.3, this time it was Ian Buescher. Oh, that was sideways for the Lamborghini driver. And that's nearly side by side between the two. Maybe among the three, to be fair, since the Ferrari was also very keen on trying an overtake on the other Ferrari, Ian Buescher. That's 15th place positioned Ian Buescher. But we go back into 4th because Samir Forsh and Sasha Wasner battling for position. This could be the overtaking chance, although in the 130R it's a bit difficult there. So probably that's the shot into the chicane. See, still very far. I can't really throw the car. And hope for the best. 10 minutes to go. Half the race is gone. It was an 8.9 for both, compared to Booby's 8.1 and Gaskelin and O'Sullivan all on the same rhythm. Forsh just lost an eternity, and Wasner is not really happy because maybe he could have fought with the other three. And now it becomes very difficult. Number 36 at the moment is retired. There was a yellow flag for the number 36, Chris Fettenberg. He's now a retired car. And Varosem here on the other side of the S's. In a bit of a sandwich against Luboslavski and Buescher. The Degner one is pretty much impossible there. It is very, very important for Varosem to not lose too much time, otherwise Buescher could steal his placement on track. And McVeigh, 16th, also keeps the distance short as to avoid any wrongdoing, and also to use any possible mistake committed by Buescher and company. Situation that remains the same, although you can see that they are all close to each other. But Suzuka is a very difficult track on which to make an overtake, and Wasner is certainly experiencing that. Last lap 8.8 and 8.6 for Foch and Wasner. But if you look forward, 7.9 for Bufby, 8.0 for Gaskell, 8.1 for O'Sullivan. So they are still losing time. I'm still keeping an eye on the penalty board, because I can see that incidents are being evaluated. So far, there hasn't been... oh, never mind. I saw... no, okay. It was an edit, but it was an NFA. So last lap for these three, 9.8 and 9.7 at 0.1. Buescher struggling a bit, or probably trying to think about a move. Maybe studying his opponents, because he has to make a move somewhere to gain a place, or maybe not, since actually I do remember that Buescher will start in pole. So probably he actually wants to say 15th at the moment, because he then will start in pole position, and we saw that Buescher actually is very quick. The car started in 15th, gained some positions, lost the very same positions he gained, but until he stays in 15th, he will start in pole position in race number 2. And Varosem will also start in first row, just alongside, and 10 bit behind. Quite different here, because Wasner, remember, he is on the very edge of the chance to even get the podium places, and Wasner needs points. Although starting in 5th is a position better in the race number 2 starting grid, so not too bad. But at the same time, points are points. But Wasner and Foch are not really teammates. And so Foch, as it stands, remains in 4th and doesn't give up his position. Meanwhile, McVeigh could become your new post-sitter as he tries on the outside. This is a very important place, number 15, because the difference actually means 15 places in race 2's grid. From McVeigh remains in 16th, Jan Buescher remains 1st. It's a very odd thing to say, I'll be honest. That's the thing. That's the neat part, and I hope it stays like this for the next season. Rochelle, he has been struggling behind Lindblom, and now Sav is in very, very much close proximity. Number 11 could get a very nice spot there. So let me see on here. So there aren't penalties in the penalty board, but I assume the chat is correct. And yeah, Samir Foch, number 9, drive through for exceeding track limits. So that's why Wasner is not really fighting anymore for position. He is already in 4th. Samir Foch will have to go through the pits in the next 3 laps. So that's a penalty for track limits violations. 3 track limits in 16 minutes is wild. I will give you that. And so he goes into the pits to take his drive through. And automatically this means that Kobe McVeigh could actually become your pole sitter for race number 2. So that's a chance. Although Foch is still halfway. No, okay, no, he's not getting 15th. He is getting out in probably 20th or so. It's a very, very long pit lane, this one here. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, maybe. Okay, he stays in 24th place. But it's not going to be a nice starting position for Foch. 24th for the moment. So McVeigh has been upgraded from 16th on the grid to 1st. As we go back in 7th place, Krüselberg at the moment battling with Bellic and Polovchuk. Apparently, the BMW is on fire for tonight's round. Polovchuk maybe struggling a bit in his Aston Martin, but Bellic is certainly crushing it at the moment. 6th place, and it could become 5th by the end of the race. Look at the gap, he's gaining a very little fraction of time every time, but he's getting there. He has probably... Okay, he has 2 laps to go. So this one and the next one. And last lap, it wasn't even a bad one for Bellic. 8.8 on the line, compared to Krüselberg's 8.7. But also Polovchuk's 9.1 and Wasner 9.3. So, putting eyes on race number 2, this could actually be a great news for him. So yeah, Ruchel here still in 9th. 9.4 for Lindblom, 9.4 for Ruchel, 9.7 for Saf. So still 2 laps to go. This one and the next one. And that is going to be our 20 minutes race to then start a 40 minutes one. So Orsim here, still also battling with Luboslavski. Couple of chases at the moment. In top 15 we've got 3. The one for 12th, the one for 8th, and the one for 2nd place, which at the moment is not really changing, since Gasquet and Burby never really fought with each other, as Foch gains 1 place. That's 22nd on the outside, which becomes 23rd once again, 22nd once more. The number 9 jumps 1 single place. So this drive-through certainly hurted him. 15-second time penalty for the car number 16. So we got the number 16, which is Team Flag, SL Racing Team, as a penalty to his name for whatever on lap number 8. Then to see if I can pick it up. Number 16. So this was the incident that gave Team Flag a penalty to his fellow Ferrari member. So Let's see, the number 16 tries an overtake on the outside. Oh, that's... They are closing the inside line a bit early. That was the number 30 spinning in turn number 1. That's why there is a penalty to his name now. So the moment Shea Sullivan took the white flag, and probably he will also take the checkered flag. As the number 3 in front of the number 2 and in front of the number 1. That's the podium for race number 1. Trying to check if there are any more penalties. Doesn't seem like it. And so Shea O'Sullivan in number 3 starts first and will complete the race number 1 in first place, being followed by Sam Gaskell and George Booby. This is the podium for first 20 minutes. And Shea O'Sullivan will start in 15th in the next race. Sasha Vazner now in 4th, Polovchuk in 5th, Belik, nice 6th place for him, Kruzberg 7th, Lindblom in 8th, Rushel in 9th place. We saw in 10th, Stevens in 11th place with Luboslavski in 12th, Varrosen barely behind, maybe not, actually he goes for a move very last time, but he doesn't have enough time for a single lap. Buscher 12th, Buscher apologies 14th, McVeigh 15th and pole sitter, so Kobe McVeigh will be in pole for race number 2. Sekalovsky in 16th and will start in 16th, then Tepa, Buresh, Hoffman, Muti, Foch only 23rd, Mando, Demora in 23rd, Rancagno in 24th with 25th for Nils Renmacher and Brühl in 26th, De Munich in 27th, Borger, Kaklin and technically Flag, but this will be Wolf in 30th place. And then we start with rest with Flag, Astaskas in 42nd, Magnussen, Soprano, Bartekin, Bertillo, then Schranz, Leschenko, Aleshkin, and completing the field is Festenberg in the number 36, 40th place for him. So this was the first race. In 5 minutes time we will have the second race, so don't go away. It's just going to be a quick jump of lobby in which the top 15 will be reversed. Unfortunately there won't be the grid, since the grid is taken from the result from the website, and it doesn't have a different qualifying grid. So as soon as the server goes offline, this means that the second one will be started. But until then, also the results are not updated, so I can't really do anything. Apart from... just want to be sure that things don't break. Okay, so the session over. I have to quit, otherwise the game crashes, and it doesn't really help me. So let's see if everything is settled. The answer is yes, it is. Visiting Flag is still in 30th, but he has a penalty to his name. That will be applied on the results, but not here, otherwise the grid gets shuffled in case there is a penalty for whoever is in top 15. And that's a server off. So this means I can go here in the results. Wait for the second lobby to appear and see that the things are still okay. So these are the results for these races. Shea O'Sullivan, Sam Gaskell, George Booby, top 3, all British. Vazner and Polovchuk in 4th and 5th, Belik, Kruzberg, Lindblom, Rushel and Sov completing your top 10. And also remember, this is the grid for the second race, but reversed. So whoever is in 15th starts in 1st, whoever is in 1st starts in 15th place. Quite a tremendous race for a couple of names. We've got Samir Foch 21st, Team Flag 30th with a penalty that has to be counted. And we've got Simon Schranz and Artem Aleshkon, both of which lost 10 places from the start of the race. Asaskas from 40th to 42nd. That's I think that's kind of gained the most places on track. But if you go into the standings, theoretically they should be updated with the race. We have to refresh. No, not yet. So probably the round has to be over to be counted. So this gives me an opportunity to go here. So for this weekend, as I was saying on pre-race, the situation is simple. On Assetto Corsa, the first of the 3 special events for the 250k users on LFM to celebrate, it's going to be on Assetto Corsa 10 laps on the Nordschleife for GT3 cars at 15:45 UTC. So the stream will start as always 10 minutes prior, and then just a couple of hours later, well, actually to be exact, it is 2 hours and 15. It's going to be ACC with a 90 minutes race at Spa with GT3, GT4s and TCXs. So we got GT3s, GT4s and the M2s. And then the next day on Spa once more, but with the GTs, the retired class for 36 laps at 18 UTC on Automobilista 2. So that's the celebration weekend. And also, can I just go here? And this is the prize pool for top 3. Remember, that's why they're fighting for places. There is a cash prize for both first and third place, with Pixen giving 1,000 euros cash to whoever arrives in third, and there are 2,500 euros for whoever arrives in first, with second place in the middle that gets an FGT Pro Bundle brought to you by Next Level Racing. This is a prize pool for the pros. This is also the calendar for everyone else, with the last round, remember, being a 90 minutes race on the Nordschleife for the K-Skin.de Pro Series, and for the Endurance Series, ACC Drive Endurance Series, it's just the Nürburgring for 6 hours. Sports Glen in the GT3 Sprint, the Duo Cup has Kyalami, GT4 has Spielberg, and the M2 Cup has Alton Park for the final week. And these are the prices for the other series. ACC Drive with 10 lifetime licenses for the team that arrives in first. GT4 series that gives coupons, free coupons, 50 euros, 25 euros and 10 euros. Last 2 are a raffle. Goes up to GT3 Sprint series that gives a 3-month subscription to the first place driver, and that is a raffle. There are 5 winners in the top 50. And Singmesh GT3 series gives an M Pro LFM edition to P1, that has the gloves, and there are 2 M2Xs for everybody that participates in it, so you're still in time to participate to the raffle. 2 lucky winners for that series. And I think this should be everything. Theoretically, yes it is. So let me just see if... Aha. Correct. So I can go here. I can hear noises. That's a very odd way to say that I have the ability to hear. I need to go to probably this one. Okay, if I don't connect, things can't work. Et voila. Everything's set up. Let me go back to OBS. Let's see if the standings are any different. I don't really think, to be fair. Oh no, they are. So Sam Gaskell at the moment leads by 22 points. on Caracas, who is another around 150 points, 140 more it's really close to 140 points, 141 to be exact. Let me get to the top 3 before changing page. Josh Booby, I was saying, follows in third, Joe Sullivan 4th, about 300 points behind, and Eric Delfante that is not racing this week, so he remains in 5th place at the moment, with another 200 points or so gapped behind. Then we've got Phil Minar, 6th place, about 1,000 points behind Delfante, then Belic, Foch, Van Rossem and Wasner in 10th place. This is the situation in the KSK.de Pro Series at the moment. The next race is going to start shortly, to be exact, in 2 minutes and 24 seconds. This is the formation lap. It will be. All of this, obviously, as I said earlier, it will end on next week. But after the off season, the 20th season will start again, and be ready for it, because it's going to be a very nice season, and probably it actually gives me an opportunity to change. Okay, so don't get mistaken with the wrong penalty box. For whoever missed the first race, I'll just show you the results. Usually without commenting since I did it already twice. So what do we expect now? Well, I actually do expect some surprises. I will put Kevin Belic on a nice finish, because he has been on an uptrend since the very start of the championship. And now he ended the race in 6th place. He can definitely get an important top 5 if things go swimmingly for him. But also, a Ferrari driver that completed the race in 14th place. That is you can find him in the lobby. Is he not in the lobby? I'm searching for Ian Boucher. Suppose I can find him. Yeah, one car is missing, and that is the vehicle in which I was interested in. Oh no, I found him. He was in 3rd place in the free practice. Ian Boucher completed the race in 14th. He was bound to be in pole up until Foch got his drive-through for track limits, but that car was quick, and it could actually be a surprise for the next 40 minutes. Foch will start in 21st, and he has a long way to go to get at least into the top 15. But there is a car missing, because we've got only 39 drivers in the free practice session out of 40. I'm trying to understand who is missing. Let's see, maybe McVeigh? I'm honestly just throwing names, hoping I find the name. I don't see anything on that regard, so we're just waiting for the free practice to end. Approximately a minute. It's hotter, the track is hotter, 5 degrees hotter. The air temperature is still the same, 23 degrees. And theoretically, I think we can say that this is technically a stage race. Can we consider it a stage race, like in NASCAR? Hope not. Don't want. Okay, extreme. Great idea. Let's put playoffs in FM. I'm sure this idea will make a lot of people happy. Certainly nothing can go wrong with playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, I wonder who is your favorite driver for the playoffs in NASCAR if you follow it. Because you heard this here first, Christopher Bell will win NASCAR Cup Series. Anyway, let's go into the grid, this time without the overlay, since it doesn't link to the new grid. Colin McVeigh will start in first place. Alongside him, there is Ian Buescher. The car number 12 will start in second place. Lawrence Varossem, third place for Unicorn Racing, and Luboslavski will start in fourth. For Jay Stevens, that's top 5 on the grid. And Nirka Sav, that's the Mustang behind. That's literally that's first Mustang in the grid. So a bit of a heavy weight to bring along. Björn Röschel will start for LFM Esports in the number 4 in 7th place. David Lindblom alongside him in the Honda. Tim Kruseberg, 9th place for the other Aston Martin, and Kevin Bellick will start in 10th in the BMW. And he is one to watch for this race. Pavel Polovchuk, 11th place, such a partner, 12th for the number 5. We start with a river of Mustangs. Josh Booby, 13th. Number 2, Sam Gaskell, 14th. Winner from race number 1, Joe Sullivan for Visual Esports, without a livery, unfortunately. 15th place. Artem Strekalovsky, 16th place. He ended the race in 16th, and he will start in 16th. And everybody else is on their position. Ah, yeah, because the penalty gets applied after. Although this actually gives the message. Maybe I found a loophole here. Anyway, Fabian Buresh in 18th place, Mario Hoffman in 19th, Benjamin Muti in 20th place, with Samir Foch only 21st. Only 21st for the 9th car. Rich Mando, 22nd place, Adrian Demora 23rd, and David Ancagno 24th for Predator Racing Team. Niels Rademacher, that's 25th place for Colorworks Racing Team, and Nicholas Bruil, that's 26th place for FNK. Mark de Munich for Gazelle Motorsport, that's 27th place, and Itzen Boge, that's 28th place for Fisker Hyundai Kreft. Alexis Kaklin, the Frenchman, will start in 29th place for Team JB17, and 30th place for Team Flag. Pierre Wolf in the Pickers Pilots in the car number 31 in 31st place. Ignas Astraskas 32nd for Iglus Racing Team, 33rd for the number 40 Martin Magnussen. Ajay Soprano in the number 39 44th. Alberto Birtillo in 35th place for Predator Racing Team. Vitaly Briskin in 46th in the Renewal Racing Team in the Absolute livery. Samuel Franz, 37th place. Anton Urshenko, 38th place. Artem Ashkin in 39th. And we've got Chris Fettenberg completing your grid. So everybody from race number 1 is on the grid for race number 2. Colin McVeigh, he will be in pole. In the car number 18, he has the chance to complete the race in first. It's difficult, but it could happen. Let me just check something. Okay. So, a bit of a track walk, a quick one. Turn 1 and 2. First turn, very difficult to make an overtake since it's a bit camber on the inside. But getting on the inside is difficult because turn number 3 is a left-hander. And that's the start of the S-curves from 3rd to 7th. a very long wave of turns, which has been marked from several important drivers such as Sebastian Vettel as the best sector in the world, and I can agree on that. Uphill into Dunlop curve, and then Degner 1 and 2. That's turn 8 that you have to ride the curb as quickly as you can, then brake while not going too much over the line, and also going for another right hander. That's Degner 2 on a very cambered corner, effectively a 90-degree angle. And that is turn 10 and 11, a hairpin in which we saw an incident early on. That's a very slow part of the circuit. You are going to about 70 kilometers per hour. Although 70 doesn't really mean slow normally, but here it is. 70 kilometers per hour, and then uphill, downhill, uphill again. That's a roller coaster for turn number 12. And then spoon curve, 13 and 14. Double left-hander. It's a very difficult one. You usually try to see on the right. That's the spot. The tarmac point on the right is your braking marker. You aim for the inside, not too much, because you also want to use the outside part of the circuit to have a better exit out of 14. You usually try to make a very odd line, and then you get all the speed possible here after 14. Then into the old start, which brings you into the bridge, over the bridge that goes over the earlier section. That's only 8-shaped circuit, I think, in the world, to be fair, but apart from banger racing. That's one of, if not the only, 8-shaped circuit in the world. On the 40R, here a very important moment happened in the old F1 days, in which a certain Fernando Alonso overtook Michael Schumacher and justified the move by saying that Schumacher had a family at home, which was crazy to hear at the time. Well, at the time, not very much. Now it would be a colossal, newsworthy article. And then the chicane, which is the Casio Triangle. 16, 17, 18. But now, here we are, race number 2, 40 minutes for us all. And a pit stop in the middle. So, we're waiting for the green light that appears just now. Okay, now. And green light, and away we go. I honestly timed it very badly. And the Honda. Oh, there is already a contact there between Kobe McVeigh and Ian Bucher that gets pole already. He steals pole from Kobe McVeigh. He currently is in first place. Alexander Lubozarski in third, with Lawrence Farasem in fourth. Ian Stevens in fifth. Ian Russell gains the position on Ilka Sav. The Mustang is struggling a bit, I was saying the Honda, because he was side by side with a couple of cars. You can see Pablo Pavlovchuk overtaking David Lindblom on his Honda. Oh, that's a car off. That's Ian Bucher. Oh, apologies. That was Lubozarski and Jay Stevens battling for position. Fourth place at the moment for Jay Stevens, and just behind you can see the side by side between these two. It's very difficult to follow someone. Lamborghini stays on top of the Audi, and just a couple of meters behind. Oh, that's the Honda going for a bit of a dive. He doesn't collide with nobody else, but that's David Lindblom that was having some struggles at the very beginning of the race. Already lost a place. Oh, that's George Booby maybe trying on the outside of Kevin Bellick. Now into, oh, there is a contact there. That's the Honda driver that was losing, actually lost some positions, and unfortunately Kevin Bellick is stuck in the middle of the way. Oh, it's a car that also jumps because of another Mustang. That was probably either Booby or Gaskill. I think it was Booby. No, it was Gaskill, apologies. It was Gaskill on the outside that went over the curb, jumped and slowed down a couple of cars. He loses a position and then gains it back. Oh, the tower is not on. Gaskel and Bellic side by side there for 11th place, with Gaskel against the position on the BMW driver, and also behind you can see another car, another Mustang, this time with a livery. That was Sasha Wagner going for the inside move into the 130R. Ooh, side by side, very close, very dangerous between the two, but another 5 stays on top. Takes a position, and also David Tepper tries to do the same on Lindblom, who at the moment is struggling a lot from 8th, already 15th. Not a great run so far for the Honda driver. Shea O'Sullivan going on the offensive of Kevin Bellic. That covers the inside as much as physically possible, and O'Sullivan has to remain behind. Maybe not. Oh, there is a contact. More than one contact. Actually, the Mustang gets thrown into the AstroTurf, but over the AstroTurf, over the marbles. And Kevin Bellic loses the position on Sasha Wagner. And the Mustang number 5, Sam Gaskel at the moment 11th, Tim Kreuzelberg 10th, and George Bouby 9th place. Although you can see the overtake here between Gaskel and Kreuzelberg, with Kreuzelberg on the outside. He tries to defend, maybe not. Actually, let him pass. And Porsche already 17th in his comeback run. So Ian Ruschel, 6th place at the moment. Ian Buescher is fading away. I said it to look forward to Ian Buescher and to the BMW driver of Kevin Bellic. Ian Buescher already has a 2 seconds advantage over McVeigh, who lost the position immediately after the start of the race. Van Rossum follows another 1.5 seconds behind. Ian Ruschel barely behind Luboslavski, who is trying to defend in his Audi the position number 5. That's top 5, but could fade away in these initial phases. But you can see Luboslavski defending 130R. Ruschel that doesn't commit to any odd move. Shea O'Sullivan actually goes on to make another pass, this time on the very same Kevin Bellic, and the same happens on David Lindblom. On the inside, he tries into the Kaiser triangle, on the outside, maybe over the grass, but that's a move on the marbles that loses time, and Bellic is now in 15th place, maybe not, as he tries for the cutback. On the inside he goes into turn 1, over the pit line lane. Still side by side into turn 1 with Bellic, that suffers the most here and is now in 15th place. He started the race in 10th. He lost 5 places since the very start of the race, and just behind David Tepper and Samir Foch are following very, very closely. In the meantime, Ian Ruschel still battling here, and let's see if there are any penalties. Not yet. Okay. Surprise. Number 24. That's Borger on the grass. Probably a contact with Mutti. Very likely a contact, since I can see there has been an incident between the two. And this was the incident for Mark Munich. So let's see from the outside. You can also see Tim Flagged going for the overtake on a Porsche. Oh, that's a contact actually, the Porsche and the BMW driver also. Oh, that's a Ferrari also getting spun from an Audi. It was following behind. Situation becomes difficult for the top drivers. Booby still discussing the situation with Lovchuk, who sits in 8th and is not really helping the 255 competition by goal setups. In 9th place in the number 1. Gaskel follows just behind. Kreuzelberg lost a 2.3 on Gaskel, and Wagner is following very, very closely. Gaskel, purple lap for him, 8.6 that gets stolen immediately by Shea O'Sullivan in 13th place. Ian Buescher still out there in pole position. McVeigh 2 seconds behind. He didn't really use his pole position. He lost it immediately after the start. And yeah, Ruschel still here. Let's see if I can... Let's see. No, okay, definitely no. It's way too much time. ago for the replay. I wanted to put the start on replay. It was a very, very nice start for Buescher and a very poor, oppositely, for McVeigh. Tried to keep the place by making a bit of contact with Buescher, but Buescher was already ahead. And so now there is a bit of a train with Buzlowski. Look at this. The train is quite long. Russell is getting nervous. Sav is just there in 7th at this point. Having a good time in 7th place because this could easily become 6th. If he stays behind. Russell, Palovchuk, who is defending against both Booby and Gaskell, and this is just helping O'Sullivan, who at the moment sits in 13th. But it's not impossible. We will see that car climbing positions. Booby, you can see, not from here, you can see that he was very close on the Aston driver, but he still has to remain behind. He can't really make a move in the 130R. He's trying to think about something out of the Casi Triangle, out of turn 1, out of Degner. Something has to pop up on his head because he's currently 9th, although not much time away from Buescher. But aim is always 4th place. It's turn 1, sparks flying by, Sav's car goes out of the racing line, and that's Palovchuk that goes on the outside, side by side between the two. Palovchuk still on the right with Sav that loses the position on Booby. There is a contact between the two, and the number 11 tried to keep the pace, but now Gaskell was starting on the outside. Sav went on to defend the place, and now the 225 condition guys are gapped with each other. Oh, that's Wagner on the outside of Degner. That was a very, very good overtake for Wagner. And the number 5 on the outside of Degner 1, he gets the overtake down into Degner 2, and that's Kruseberg that loses the position on Wagner. And look at him! Phil Sullivan is here. Oh, Sam Gaskell on the inside, quite aggressively. At the same time, Foch also 16th place at the moment. And Wagner gains the position on Sav 2, that now is in 11th place. So car number 39 is currently off track. That's AJ Soprano and Franz in the Ferrari, in the number 30. As Phil Sullivan tries the line on Kruseberg, and that's overtake done for Sullivan, with Kruseberg losing another place. So the pit is now open, and Sav, I think, gives up the position on Sullivan, that is now in 11th place. I'm very curious on seeing if there was... Okay, there definitely was contact. Yes, it was also recorded, so let's dive in and let's see how it happened. So this was the overtake into... Oh, this was into the SS. This was into the SS. So you can see the contact between Boothby and Sav that brought that Mustang down 1 place. And also, I'd like to see if I can somehow... Okay, here it is. So Sav tried to defend the place, maybe a bit too late. Actually, no, it wasn't really a defensive move there. He actually let the other cars pass by. So that's what happened. And now Varrossem, he wants to get into 2nd place, but by doing so actually loses some time, and this could open the window for Stevens in 4th place. See if there are penalties. So there are 3 penalties. There are 3 penalties. Yes, there is a 15-second time penalty for the car number 39. 5-second time penalty for the car number 6. That's a big one. Because that's... Where is it? Where is the car number 6? Can't find it anymore. That's David Lindblom. Has a penalty, a 5-second time penalty for a collision on lap number 1. And the number 13 has a 5-second time penalty. As Bolovchuk already goes into the pits. A very, very early one. Van Rossem on the inside he goes, and that's a change for second into number 1. Effectively putting McVeigh in danger. Stevens is very, very much on the spot to gain advantage of the situation. He wants the podium place at least. And I was saying, number 14 has a 5-second time penalty. That's Kevin Bellick for what happened early on with O'Sullivan. And there is a 5-second time penalty for the car number 32, Niels Redemacher, in 22nd place. And Stevens into the grass he goes. And actually, I think no, he actually doesn't lose the positions on Lubuslavski, but narrowly he doesn't do so. And this is just helping Booby, who goes for the move on Russell. The number 4 doesn't really give any defense, even him. He actually let them pass without any opposition. Lubuslavski, on the other hand, is already defending over the grass. Oh, there is a contact! Oh, and the Lamborghini is off! And both cars are off into the 130R. Lubuslavski and Stevens off into the grass. And then into the gravel, and then into the wall. This will be certainly discussed after the race, as O'Sullivan goes for the overtake on Rochelle. Disaster for Stevens and for Lubuslavski, as O'Sullivan jumps Rochelle. So let's see again what happened. It was a terrible move for the number... where is it? For the number 15. So let's see again. Look at this. We're into... no, that's O'Sullivan. So let's have a look here. Too low for you. He's already defending. He is in the middle of the racetrack. The Audi then goes on the left. And then contact happened with both cars then ending into the wall. I actually have to be fair. There was a change of trajectory for Stevens. But it was from the helicam, and I honestly can't say for certain if it was enough to create the damage, or if the Audi was already too much, let's say, convinced on making the move, even if there wasn't any space available. I should watch it back again, but certainly that's a steward's job. There is a 5-second time penalty for the car number 29. And that's the car number 29, which is Alexis Kaklin. 5-second time penalty for forcing another car off track. And I'm pretty sure that okay, I read something. I will just wait, because I may have spoiled myself with the decision. But anyway, a lot of cars went into the pits. Someone clip that. So we got Gaskell behind Bugby. behind Van Rossem, behind Buescher, and Wasner just following. Samir Porsche is already in 10th, Belic in 11th, and Teppa following behind. But among the cars that have pitted, the first one is effectively Pavel Polovchuk. Currently he sits in 33rd, and he didn't change tires, he just put fuel in the car. Lindblom, 10 seconds in the pits, that's for the penalty he had. And team flag follows behind. Another car that didn't change tires is Blueskin. And there is a yellow flag. Around here, that's the Ferrari off. That's a Ferrari off. That was Team Kruseberg. No, that wasn't Kruseberg, apologies. That was Simon Schranz. Simon Schranz with yellow flags for his car going slow. Let's see if something will be added. So yeah, some Gaskell still keeping short distance with his teammate and rival. And Stakalowski overtakes David Tepper for 12th place. As the car number 27 is into the wall. That's Benjamin Muti into the wall. Now very old spot, into Spoon. And Foch tries the overtake on Lubuslavski that... into the Audi, didn't pit. Although with what happened, he didn't pit, he still is on track, but he's still defending the position. Foch in the number 9, try the overtake on the Audi driver. That probably has some damage, but maybe not enough to pit, to justify a pit at least. Another pit, that is. And Van Rossem loses the position on Boothby and becomes an obstacle for Gaskell. And I'm wondering if it... Oh, there is a contact there between Wasner and O'Sullivan. Very little contact, but there was one. And now Gaskell has to overtake Van Rossem for position number 3. Drive-through for David Teppa. Drive-through for David Teppa for track limits. And also there is a 15 seconds time penalty for the car number 37. For Brizikin. And that's another position gained for Gaskell. Again, without Van Rossem really putting any opposition to it. And your leader goes into the pits. And I doubt Buescher will be so kind on giving positions to his opponents. This is a win we are talking about. Don't really approve the gifting of positions, even if it's for the championship. So I really hope that that Buescher will put up a fight for his place. Buescher, Sullivan, Van Rossem, Brühl and Asaskas into the pits. There have been a lot of incidents early on, so the stewards are still on earlier incidents. As you can see here, Foch and Lubuslavski. Lubuslavski's last lap 0.2, Foch's last lap 0.4. But the best lap, ironically, is on Lubuslavski's side. He actually went quicker than Foch on a fast lap. Teppa now in 16th, overtaking Magnussen after his drive-through for track limits. So for now, Porsche still here in 7th. And Boothby into the pits, probably not followed by Gaskel actually. I thought they were going in at the same time. Actually, Boothby goes in earlier, and that's also Luboslavski into the pits. Everybody else keeps on going. And Buescher, for now, still ahead of Pavel Polovchuk. But remember that Polovchuk effectively didn't change tires, so it's a bit different in that regard. Here Sullivan and Van Rossem battling for position. This will be an easy pass since Van Rossem is letting him pass. I'm quite sad because I wanted some battles. And this just takes out the magic. Kobe McVeigh at the moment is behind Kruselberg. So a bit of a downward trend, faster than expected at least, for your pole sitter. And Luboslavski now comes out of the pits without changing anything on his car. So whichever damage he has, he decided to just leave it. So probably he had some side damage, but if he doesn't have any front or rear end damage, then he can certainly walk away with it. 6 minutes to go. And Saf and Rochelle battling for 3rd at the moment. Theoretically, it should be about 5th or 6th, depending on certain tactics. Any penalty? Not yet. Come on. I want to know the outcome of what we saw early on. Sim Gaskel into the pits, Samir Foch into the pits, Kevin Bellick into the pits. This is your trio. And only 7 cars. No, never mind. Only 6 cars remain to pit. Mario Hoffman is your 4th car into the pits at the moment. So oh, that's a Lamborghini off. Again. The car had massive damage from the... Oh, that's another bit of damage. The number 19 returns to the garage, so that's possibly a retirement for Jay Stevens. So Sebastian for now leads the race. Is low fuel motorsport Mustang. Ian Rochelle follows in the same livery but different car, and Nika Sav follows in the same car but different livery, since it's another Mustang. There, Sam Gaskel now out of the pits, behind George Boothby, and Polovchuk is still in front. He didn't change tires, and he kept the position in front of the 2 drivers. Kevin Bellick comes out of the pits behind Luboslavski, and Foch, and McVeigh. Kruselberg at the moment is sitting in the top 10, just on the edge of it, but he is in the top 10. And there is a 5-second time penalty for Adrian Demora, the car number 23. And the reason is a collision with the car number 14. So 5-second time penalty for Demora here in 22nd place at the moment, because of the contact that happened early on with the car number 14, which is now in 18th place. Into the pits for their final time in the championship. Oh, okay, never mind, it's actually Nordschleife. There is a second round in the pits. But for the final time today, this is the view from the pit lane, because these are the last 3 cars that had to pit. Ian Rushel, Nika Sav and Sasha Wagner. George Bufby very close to Pavel Polovchuk. And this is a battle for position, as Bufby has new tires, Polovchuk doesn't. So he will have to defend against Bufby that has new tires. It's going to be quite difficult, but in 2001, it's going to be the Mustang on the inside, probably. Although you can clearly see a couple of cars are also in pit lane. But George Bufby remains in 4th at the moment. So Ian Buscher still leads the race in front of Sasha Wagner in 2nd at the moment. And the train from Polovchuk to O'Sullivan, 4th, 4th, 5th and 6th. Then we got Ian Rushel, 7th place. Nerka Sav in 8th, Loris Varosem in 9th, and Tim Kruselberg in 10th place. Polovchuk obviously is not really looking forward at this point. Wagner, even if he's on scuffed tires, he's in 2nd, 2 seconds up front, but this could be the overtake for position between the two. Polovchuk on the inside, with Bufby on the... Oh, there is a contact between Gaskill and Bufby, actually. And this could have destabilized Bufby's line, so he remains in 4th, Gaskill in 5th, and O'Sullivan looks forward to the possible battle that goes on. Overcut for Sasha, yeah, it is. Sasha Wagner kept the old tires to stay in front of both Polovchuk and the whole train at this point, which is a clever idea, because with new tires he would have been behind no matter what. So at this point, just go for it. Oh, this could be a great overtake for Bufby on the inside. It goes. There is no space between the two. Oh, actually, both cars go out of the white line, and there is a freeway battle into the Castle Triangle with the Mustang of George Bufby that goes in 3rd in number 1, overtaking Polovchuk. Sam Gaskill just behind. Contact between the two, and this leaves an open window for Shea O'Sullivan. Free wide into the main straight. More contact between the two, between the 3, and this is Shea O'Sullivan that jumps into 4th with an amazing move in front of both Gaskill and Polovchuk, with Gaskill that remains in 5th after O'Sullivan overtakes brilliantly in the middle of the 2 cars. There is a drive-through for an Audi, apparently, so I guess the Audi should be the one in... where is it? Ah, here it is. Drive-through for Luboslavski for track limits or for the penalty. Let me check. So it was a drive-through for collision. So that's why Luboslavski is into the pits. That was a drive-through for contact from earlier on, and number 15 is now in 23rd place. Atene Mora battling with Richmando for position number 20, but BMW remains in front of Adrian De Mora, although remember that the number 23 has a penalty, 5 seconds time penalty. Sam Gaskill here probably quite angry at the fact that he is behind O'Sullivan and Bufby. This is not the plan for Gaskill, the podium positions we are talking about. And that was a brilliant move, one to be seen over and over again. And now Polovchuk is struggling because he's on old tires. Ian Rushel is in old tires. Neil Kasav is in old tires, but Varosem isn't. He is on new tires. And Sam Gaskill also new tires. Sullivan also new tires. Bufby also new tires. Wagner isn't. And Buscher is. So the top 10 is like this. It's not over yet. Look at this, O'Sullivan could still be battling for third, although Gaskill is very much behind. Over splitter come with 8 minutes to go, 8 minutes and 40 seconds, so it should be about 5 laps. And the gap between Buescher and Boothby is 5 seconds. So effectively, Boothby has to go a second per lap quicker than Buescher. But at the moment, the number 12 is barely keeping up. Last time around, Buescher lost 8 tenths on Boothby. So there could still be hope for the number 12 to keep his P1 from P2 on the grid. The moment you can see clearly that Gaskell and O'Sullivan are hard battling here into the spoon. And also Boothby is very much behind Wasner, who will not give up his second place so easily. Are there penalties? Second warning for the 37. Vitaly Briskin gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Nirkasav behind, you can see here Ian Rushel on the inside. Nirkasav on the outside, but this time it doesn't work out. And Sav remains in 8th place. No, never mind, he doesn't. He actually goes into 7th. Ian Rushel, by going wide, lost the position on Sav, and Rushel now in 8th place. Oh, he goes on the grass. Yeah, okay, he didn't go on the gravel, just the grass, but he's slowing the car down. And also in front, you could see that was Sam Gaskell on the outside trying the position, but O'Sullivan cleverly puts the car sideways to avoid anything such like losing a position. Nirkasav still in 7th, Ian Rushel still in 8th, Lawrence Verosem in 9th place, actually defending against Kruserberg, who now joins the fight for 7th place, even him with newer tire than the old train, because they are all on old tires. And actually, except Verosem is also on new tires, apologies. George Boothby now battling with Wasner. Could this be the position changing for the 2? And that's Wasner that loses the position on Boothby even before Degner won. So Boothby now 2nd place at the moment. 6 minutes to go. He has to gain 4 seconds to get into position number 1. Shea O'Sullivan. This will be 2nd place, or 3rd, or 4th, or 5th. And I have no idea how it will end. So we got O'Sullivan and Gaskell behind Wasner. Let's have a look here. So Gaskell could put the overtake on the car in front. In the meantime, Lindblom and Bellick switched position. Lindblom now in 12th, Bellick in 13th place in the hairpin. And here in the 130R, there was an idea for the number 2, another space to do so. Oh, already defending O'Sullivan side by side in a Kaiser triangle. This is not going to work if they go side by side into the chicane. In fact, they don't. But it's actually O'Sullivan that goes a bit on the grass. This could impact his exit speed. Let's have a look from Wasner's rear wing. Over the main straight. Wasner still in 3rd. Sullivan still in 4th. And Gaskell is looking at his teammate very, very angrily, since he is in 5th and Boothby is in 2nd. That could be a very, very terrible way to make an overtake. It was not a chance, there was no space available. As a matter of fact, Gaskell had to back down. But there could be an overtake into the S's in that particular moment. There are a lot of battles on track at the moment, but unfortunately there is another one here. Oh, there's a contact between O'Sullivan and Wasner. Very aggressive there for O'Sullivan. That gives Gaskell the opportunity to make the pass. And that is Wasner that loses 2 places into the hairpin. But I'm not really sure that Wasner is agreeing with the terms he was facing. So let's have a look from the Helicam. Look at this. So we got Wasner up front. He was still in 4th here. And then into the hairpin, you will see O'Sullivan going for the lunge. Even if there wasn't any space available, he still goes for it, pushes Wasner out of line, and this just gives Gaskell the opportunity to get into 4th. Van Rossem and Kruseberg contact between the two. Something happened to the number 10 and the number 8. So let's have a look in the very same spot, maybe. So into the hairpin we are. Oh, that's the number 8 that goes for a move into the inside of the Ferrari driver Lawrence Van Rossem, that kindly pushes the Aston out of line, but nothing too much. The Mora now in 18th place, although with a penalty. That's also Richmond that loses another place, this time against the Audi that had the drive-through for causing a collision early on here in this very place. It wasn't very nice. Yeah, probably. I mean, the stewards will apply a penalty if that's the case, but I can't agree. Richmond now lost some places. He's now in 21st and probably 22nd by the end of the straight, as Niels Lidemacher will gain a position from the outside. That's the Mercedes that goes from the outside and gains the place momentarily as it goes into the grass and then the gravel. There wasn't grass there. Only into the gravel. And doesn't complete the overtake. Keeping Mancanio here in the middle of the sandwich, with the Mustang in front and the Audi behind. We are a minute and 44 seconds away from the end of the timer, or the end of the race. So I think there will be another lap that will be started in about 20 seconds. Zarcanio still here, trying to defend against the Audi. Very narrow window there, as the Mercedes also behind goes a bit out of line to try something out of the ordinary. That was Rademacher and Mando. And that's a white flag for Jan Buescher, as he could win the race. And behind, oh, there's maybe a contact, I think, between Sam Gaskell and O'Sullivan. The car in 3rd still defends into turn 1. So Gaskell for now out of the podium. And Buescher that takes a case into the white flag. With Buescher only a second behind. This could be a dream for Buescher, winning a pro race in split number 1 after starting in 2nd place. See a team flag against the position on Buescher that disconnects for a moment. Oh, well, that's more than a moment, actually. It goes sideways for a good chunk of the time. See if there are penalties, so there is just a warning for car 25. Oh, there is a contact there! Again, another contact between Gaskell and O'Sullivan into the hairpin. Very aggressive, the two cars. Ian Russell actually gains the position on Van Rossem, regains rather the position on Van Rossem. They are both side by side into going into Spoon with Aston on the inside line. The Ferrari of Van Rossem making some contact, but he gains 8th place. Team Kruseberg still in. Oh, never mind what I said, because that's the change of position between the two cars, with Van Rossem that actually goes in 10th after losing the rear end of the race car. This is Jan Buescher that could be winning the race, or is it going to be George Boothby in the 11th race of the 11th week rather of the season, 22nd race of the season, and this is Jan Buescher winning the race in split number 1. Enjoy it, my friend. You are in front of George Boothby and Shea O'Sullivan that completes your podium in front of Sam Gaskell in 4th, Sasha Wasner in 5th place. Marvelous top 5 there for Sasha Wasner. Polowczuk in 6th, Nirka Sav 7th, Jan Russell in 8th at the very last moment. Team Kruseberg in 9th, and Lawrence Van Rossem completing your top 10. Dan McVeigh from pole to 11th, Lindblom 12th place. After starting in 8th, Belik, unfortunately, only 13th after starting in 10th, Stekowski in 14th, 15th for flag, barely in front of Buresh. Hoffman in 17th place, Demora in 18th place, with Rancagno in 19th, Luboslavski after a drive-through for a penalty in 20th place, Marker in 21st, Mando in 22nd, Teppa after a drive-through for track limits in 23rd, Brill in 24th, 25th for Alex Keklin, although there are penalties pending to their names. Asaskas in 26th at the moment, and Alshkin in 27th, Borger 28th, Biskin 29th place, Bertillo in 30th, with Magnussen in 31st, Rushenko in 32nd, Moti in 33rd, with De Munich with a lot of damage in front of Wolf, 35th place, with Schranz, and oh, that's never say never apparently, because De Munich just lost position on Wolf and Schranz, so De Munich will be in 36th place, with Soprano in 47th, Rettenberg and Stevens completing the race. How did it happen to De Munich in the car number 26? Pretty confused. So this was the race. You can see Demora with a 5-second time penalty, Briskin with a 20 seconds time penalty. Oh yeah, oh, this is how it happened. 26 into the wall, and he lost 2 places because of it. And these should be the whole penalties. Yes, they are. Let me just go somewhere. Okay, yes. So, because I'm only 14 years old, my English is not that good. I mean, fine by me, but it's not a problem. You can also just try, but up to you. You can also, honestly, you can also answer a question in chat. I'm okay with it if you want, because you just won the race at 14 years old against all these monsters. So it's up to you. You choose. I'm okay with everything. I'm not even fluent in English, considering I'm not British nor American, so up to you. Completely up to you. In the meantime, let's see if the results are on. It's really bad. Okay. I understand. No problem in that. Enjoy your win. And too many more to come, I guess. It was a fantastic win, I'll be honest. At 14 years old, that guy is quick. That guy is really quick. So if you're a team and I'm doing a bit of advertisement, I know. If you're a team, maybe put your eyes on him. Anyway, let's see. Things should be here. So we'll start with So ICC, are you still here? Because I really want to do something before we go into the interviews. I just need their car on screen. Okay, we'll work like this. Okay, we'll start with O'Sullivan, then we'll go with Booby, and unfortunately, for good reasons though, not for bad reasons, with the interviews. So let me start with O'Sullivan, the Visceral Mustang. Voila. Oh wait, I didn't put the car on screen. Okay. So here we are. Welcome, Shay. Welcome in the commentary box. Hello. So, third place, that was very difficult to gain, I will say. A lot of battles and a lot of physical battles, especially with your rival.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't an easy one. I got caught up in, like, I had a relatively smooth lap one, but then lap 2 I got caught up in some stuff which slotted him around. But as everyone was flying so hard ahead of me, I managed to close back up fairly easy.
Yeah, I noticed, especially in the last laps, you were very much on the line with Sam Gasker. Were you thinking about going for second place, or at one point you simply said, "Okay, okay, the game is gone, fantastic," or you simply said, "Okay, that's the podium race. I'm just going for third."
I mean, we were catching P1.
Oh, wait a second, because OBS didn't. Okay, try now.
Oh,
Okay, it works now. Yeah, OBS wasn't picking up Discord for some reasons. Sorry.
yeah, we in the last few laps we were catching P1 by like 1.3 seconds a lap or something like that. So it was never like I never really settled for anything because with the rate we were catching, there could have been incidents on the last lap. So and yeah, with someone like Sam right behind you, you can't get complacent with anything.
So another question. Looking at the standings, because I think they are updated. Just give me a second. Not yet, because I want to talk about the standings, since next round is just a sprint, so there won't be a part in the middle, let's say. But looking at the championship, I think you are still in battle for third, probably for second. I don't know if you are still in for first. How are you looking up for the final round?
Yeah, I don't mind Nord's not one of my favorites, but not one of my worst. And yeah, it's sort of a lot up for grabs as it's not a reverse grid round as well, so anything can happen still.
Yeah, definitely. You will have to be clean, perfect for the whole 90 minutes. And any chance we can already know your pace there? Is it good pace? Is it bad pace? Or is it kind of average in terms of your pace?
Yeah, as of like last season's practice, my pace was okay, but not like one of my insanely strong tracks, but not a weak track for me, I would say. So yeah, not too bad.
Okay, so there could still be a win in the making, do you think?
Hopefully that would be ideal.
That would be ideal for the championship too, definitely. So yeah, thank you, Shay, for your time, and I hope you had fun with this format. Okay, now the championship has updated. You are effectively 180 points behind the Whoopi and another 20 points behind the Carcass. So you're definitely in for the podium, but not quite in. So it's close. It's definitely close. So yeah, final question. Did you enjoy the double format, or do you prefer more single race only?
Like it definitely brought some good entertainment and some good fun, but I think me personally, I prefer the more like stock races, as you can kind of have a bit more control over them. But these ones are definitely fun at times for sure.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I hope you will have fun for the final round. I hope your championship will go as you want. So probably for the podium, maybe even for the win. Who knows?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shay.
Thank you.
So now we go for our second place holder in Suzuka, which is George Whoopi. Welcome in the commentary room. Audio is not going on. I think you're muted. Still nothing. So probably he has to set the microphone accordingly. Maybe Discord is funny as always, I suppose. So we will wait for his signal. as I'm also putting the standings. Let me try something, because at times it works. Let me just...
Fun.
Okay, now it works.
Hey, there we go. Hello.
Yeah, it was the channel that was glitched, obviously.
Okay.
After a while, I knew it was a Discord issue, not a problem of yours. I'm used at this point. I'm used, so it's not really a news anymore. Welcome in the commentary room.
Hello. It's good to be here, having a good result finally.
Yeah, second place, definitely fought, and it was nearly a first place, nearly. I think only a lap more, and you would have had a chance. But second place, still a good one.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, I wish I could have got that P1. It would have really helped me in the championship as well. But you know, you can't win them all. And the guy in first, I can't remember who actually it was, but he drove really well. He didn't make any mistakes, and I did have a little sniff on the last lap, but he just parked the bus and defended perfectly. So fair play to him. But yeah, in terms of my race, I just made sure I was safe. The sends were sometimes a little risky, but mostly calculated, and just made sure I got points because we're going into the final round next week, and I want to give myself the best shot to finish as high up as I can.
Yeah, speaking of last round and the next round, it's a single race only. And have you enjoyed more the double headers, or are you going to enjoy more a single race, usual style kind of racing?
To be honest, I've been enjoying these double headers. It does make it fun. Like, obviously, like, you know, like the first race in this, right? It was a bit of a train, and I feel like that happens a lot in the Pro Series. And then it's when the pit stops happen is where things shake up, right? But with this style, it's like the whole second stint. You know, it's carnage. Everyone's panicking of when to pit. You know, it's I really like them. So if I'm honest, I wish it was this reverse grid again next week, but you know, it's not, and it's I think it's 90 minutes as well. So
yeah, it's 90 minutes.
It's a bit more, you know, something different, I guess. So it's nice to have a bit of difference in the format. So I'll do what I can. I'll just try and finish as high up as possible. And yeah, if I can, I want to. My goal is to get top 3 in the championship. I think I'm in third currently, but Shea is very close. I'm also quite close to Grantis.
Yeah, the standings are effectively telling that Sam Gaskell is first. You are. So yeah, Gaskell first, Caracas second, you third, Sullivan fourth.
Yeah, so I just want to say I have the best race I can, and hopefully be good enough to be in for a prize. That's my goal.
There is a question from chat. They're asking about your stream.
Oh yeah, so I don't know what happened. Halfway through that race, my stream went down. The YouTube one works. YouTube stream works, but yeah, Twitch just like died. I don't know what it was, but maybe it was my internet or something. I don't know, but oh well. The magic of the internet, will never understand it fully.
Yeah, Twitch being Twitch at times, honestly. Again,
exactly.
I'm not really surprised by Discord and Twitch doing things at this point. Final question: how much pressure did you have? Because you were effectively battling against your teammate, who is also your rival. And also your rival on track and on the championship, so it's a bit of a love-hate relationship. How does it work in these cases?
For the most part, we're sending it, and we're just doing the best we can. And if one of us gets a run on the other and make a move, we make a move. There's some times where we try and be a bit more conservative, or like, you know, maybe if we can tell we're all gonna bunch up, you know, there's a bit, you know, we're extra safe with each other. But for the most part, we just go for it. Like in that race, it wouldn't have made sense if, you know, Sam was to fight me, or if in race 1, it wouldn't really make sense if I was to fight Sam, because we're trying to work together to get through the pack. You know, even though, like, let's say Shea, right? He's my championship rival, or Grantis. You know, in the second races, you know, I guess it's like a pact kind of thing where we're like, there's no point us fighting each other at the start, because we've got to make these positions, and if we start fighting, then, you know, the opening laps is where all the positions are made, you know, at least a lot can be made. So It's just about being smart and tactical. It's like an endurance race in a way, that second race, in terms of, you know, don't do anything really stupid on people that are as quick as you, because if you do, you're just going to lose so much time. But when it comes push to shove at the end of the race and, you know, there's a win on the line, it doesn't matter who's my teammate, I'm sending it, so...
Yeah, final question. Matter of fact, it's just as... every time you are anticipating my question, it's incredible. Considering it's the last race and it's the North Life, how are you predicting your pace? Like, do you think you will deliver more than the usual in terms of track? Like, usually you are always quite strong, but obviously there are tracks in which you are stronger, tracks in which you are weaker. Is this one of those in which you are stronger, or is it a bit of an exception?
I am usually quite good at the Nordschleife, but I don't like the Ford around there. The car track combo I really don't like, so I think I'm going to struggle next week unless I put in a lot of practice, so I guess we'll just have to see. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, with these little points gapping first to fourth, Sam nearly 12,000 points, O'Sullivan 11,700, so only 300 points among everyone effectively, because it's the top four, and the podium is even less than that. It's about 100 points. So it's certainly is going to be an interesting race, about 120 points or something like that. But yeah, everything is up to grabs, and never say never. Things can go south really quickly in North Life, especially.
Definitely.
So yeah, thank you for your time, and even for you, I hope you will have a great final round.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And so this was Geoff Boopy in the commentary room. As we anticipated, next... Oh, this one is the wrong one, apologies. Ta-da. There's the North Life. And so we expect a lot of racing in the 90 minutes which they have at disposal to, let's say, settle the championship. In the meantime, I was Chris Romano. I hope you all had a wonderful time this evening. And until next Thursday, or this Saturday, depending on if you want to follow the 250k celebrational event in all three sims, which is this one here. We will see each other on Saturday, since I will be doing the commentary for Stocorsa, Olaf will be doing the one for ACC, and John will be doing the one for Automobilista 2. But until the next time, have a good evening and good night. Bye!